What's up, everybody? It's your boy Orlando J, back again with another episode. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the Unofficial Bandhead YouTube channel, where we discuss all things band with some of the dopest band across the land, specifically regarding the HBCU. But we're not exclusive to all bands. I mean, we will consider other conferences as well, and also not just marching bands, but also regular bands. Man, we're talking about Snarky Puppies of the world, Corey Henrys of the world. You name it, we're going to discuss it here. Just so happened that right now, I know that I've been gone for a while, but I just recently found out some very beautiful news, and that is that FAMU is now joining the SWAC. Yes, FAMU is joining the SWAC. Now, that's not the only news that I want to dive into really quick, but before I get more into that, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to like this video, of course, if you like it. I need you to comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are, share this content, and then most of all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. As you guys know, I'm just getting back into the world of YouTube. I've been gone for a little while on a hiatus, but I'm back. If you guys didn't see my last episode with a SU versus NCA&T band battle, definitely go check that out. It was a lot of fun to do, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But I want to get into something really quick because I decided to do my own homework on this. Now, let me tell you how I came about this. I was actually on Meet Me at the 50's YouTube page. Shout out to Meet Me at the 50. Dope content. I see what he's doing. This guy is basically charting a different path as far as the band world and media content, and I love what he's doing. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, my brother. I see the work that you're putting in. Truly an inspiration. Thank you so much for your work. But I was on his page, and I was listening to him discuss this with some of the band, some different band directors, in regards to kind of what's going on within the band world and different things like that. And so one of the primary band directors that he was speaking with, or head of arrangements, Lindsay Sargent over at FAMU, and they were getting into topics in regards to them switching over to the SWAC. So I'm definitely going to get into that content, but before I do, I want to share some things with you guys so that you can see for yourself kind of some of the great news. I'm actually quite excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it. So let me go ahead and jump over really quick so you guys can see. So as you can see here, and we're going to read down on some of this content where it's actually discussing FAMU is actually going to be joining the SWAC, and it talks a little bit about their history, right? So they're joining the MEAC in 1979, so on and so forth. And that's really exciting news, man, that they're going to come over, because this really changes the dynamics of the SWAC, and it's going to be a challenge, honestly, because everyone knows the SWAC as as like a very aggressive conference as it relates to marching bands. We all know football is football. That's definitely going to change a few things too, as well, as far as like the football conferencing and placement and all that kind of stuff. But as far as bands, they've always been known to have very aggressive bands, and the culture there is unique and it's rich, and it's powerful, and it's in your face, and it's showmanship, and that's kind of the culture there. Whereas in the MEAC, it's a little bit more it's a little bit more about the ballads, and they're very mindful of what they play and how they're approaching games and different things like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting. But I also read that it's possible that Bethune-Cookman possibly could be coming over as well to the SWAC. Now, it's not a guaranteed thing. The SWAC definitely said, or the SWAC commissioner, Dr. Charles McClelland, said that while having 12 members would be ideal, the conference isn't actively looking for another member, but it's definitely open to it. And Bethune-Cookman is definitely considering them along with other conferences. Now, if Bethune and FAMU come over to the SWAC, we're talking about a huge thing for HBCUs and marching bands. Now, that's definitely gonna cause Bethune and FAMU to kind of readjust how they approach, football games because now they're in the SWAC. So, these bands are more aggressive and they're trying to do recruiting. So, if you're recruiting in the SWAC, the mentality of the kids in the SWAC versus the MEAC is different. I mean, it is what it is. You just have to call it ace of ace and a spade. And I'm actually going to get into some content, allowing Professor Sargent to actually discuss the way he felt about joining the SWAC. And we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. Let me grab my headphones really quick. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into this video as he was basically, Meet Me on the 50. Again, shout out to Meet Me on the 50. He was actually discussing with him, how he felt about joining the SWAC. And, he gave his own review about it. And basically he was saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And, shout out to him for sticking to his guns. I'm not mad at that. As a matter of fact, that takes a high level of respect to stand firm on that. But at the same time, I mean, we all know how the SWAC gets down. So while he's saying if it's not broke, I mean, idealistically, yes, we understand that, the musicality of FAMU is amazing, bar none, hands down, as far as penmanship and just overall sound, unmatched. But we're talking about the SWAC. So we're talking about 0 quarters, 5th quarters, the whole nine. This changes everything. Recruiting. I mean, you definitely have to consider that the SWAC has a different culture. So let's see what he has to say. I'm actually excited for this, guys. I mean, I really am. But let's listen up and just kind of hear what he has to say here. Let me play the video. Give me just a second.
Everyone knows Florida A&M will now be in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. My question is,
by the way, shout out to Meet Me on the 50.
FAMU going to do what FAMU does, or do you see a different approach in this different conference?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Boom, just like that. Just like that.
No, I think what we're going to bring is I think most of the artists in all these schools have seen us, have seen the bands, and I think they're going to really enjoy what we do. What we do is a little different, and but it's not that different. We play the same song. We try to appeal to the same crowd of people. And one of the things that's sort of,
now I'm gonna stop it right there. He said we play the same songs and we try to appeal to the same crowd of people. Those are facts. They do play the same songs, no pun intended, and they do try to appeal to a certain crowd of people, which is the black community. But yeah, they're the same color people, but the culture of people is totally different. So I'm interested to see how this band, and listen, I love FAMU, man. Shout out to FAMU. And I'm not trying to be controversial in any way, but I'm just looking at the facts. And the facts say that FAMU over the last few years have not been the strongest 5th quarter band. And most of the media, people like me, who look for bands and just to hear them and hear how they go mash up head to head. I mean, look at Meet Me on the 50. I mean, he actually does band bowls. So we look for that. And in the SWAC, it's one of the most well-known conferences for that. So let's just finish hearing him out, and maybe we can find a hint of will he actually change some aspect of how he's going to approach the SWAC. So let's listen up.
Important with marching band, the black college band experience is the fact that black college football, is different because of the band. If you take a band away from black college football, nobody would come to the game. I'm just calling a spade a spade. True. So it's very important that we cater to our audiences. We have to make sure that what we do is relevant to our audiences. Dr. White and Dr. Foster always preach the relativity of the music. And that's what we're going to bring to the table. And I think that we're not going to play anything that people don't know. But sometimes I hear these bands, and I'll turn to the person next to me and say, what are they playing? What is that? I'm thinking I know everything out there. I mean, what in the hell is that?
Yeah.
But I think relativity is a very important part of what we do. And I think that's what we're going to bring to the table.
I guess a better way of phrasing the question, if you compare the two conferences, MEAC and SWAC, I think it's safe to say a lot of the bands in the SWAC have more aggression. More aggression.
Real good.
You walk in the stadium, you come there late,
me on the 50.
you walk past the band, you likely to get welcome. You're gonna be greeted a certain way, And you saw that when you played Southern last year. You guys walked past and they.
All right, let me pause it right there for a second. That laugh tells me everything I need to know about the way he's gonna approach this change, and I think he's kind of excited about it. You know how you do the same thing for years and years and years, and I mean it's just like it's the same stuff. Naturally, as a human being, you're looking for something new, that challenge. While we get into our comfort zone sometime, but people who are creative people, whether it be music, whether it be band media, content, videographers or photographers, so on and so forth, you're looking for ways to be seen as creative. And then when things become kind of stale or boring, something new is actually exciting and nervous at the same time. So, I'm looking at his laugh and it's just like, I mean, he's just a nice guy. Obviously, I've never met him in person, but I could tell he's a genuine good person. But man, something just the energy tells me that he's kind of excited about this 2021 conjunction. But let's go ahead and keep going.
And I think what did they play? You right here, Mr. Taylor. What song was that? I think that was Can You Feel It, I believe. But that's common practice in the SWAC. So things like that is the different culture in this new conference. So I'm just thinking, FAMU for one didn't see a lot of bands week to week in the MEAC, and here you are in the conference where you're going to see bands pretty much every week. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. As far as going to be any kind of new.
We're going to bring what we do to SWAC. And I think it's going to really elevate what we do because we play a lot of games and we don't have another band, and that sucks most of the time. But
all right, so let me pause it right there for a second. He said that we're gonna bring what we do, which means musicality, penmanship, phrasing, melody, as it relates to scoring. That's gonna be bar none, hands down, the top of the top. There's no argument there. But he also said that we're going to be challenged to elevate, and they didn't see bands week to week like they will in the SWAC. I mean, TSU, Jackson State, Southern. I mean, the list goes on. Like that's a beautiful thing to hear him say, because that tells me that he understands what's about to happen, and now all of these SWAC, all these people that are on this call, I'm sure are SWAC head band directors or director of bands, just like Lindsey Sargent. But like I'm very interested in this, guys. I mean, I think this is going to be a lot of fun overall for the SWAC. I think, given what's going on with coronavirus and all this stuff, I think this is something to look forward to for 2021. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how FAMU adjusts. Could you imagine them taking on the face of the SWAC and bringing are shifting a little bit, not their sound, but their approach, what they play, how they play it, the timing, placement, different things like that. Whereas in times past, for the last several years, FAMU has not been known as a fifth quarter because they haven't had to. So let's keep listening in, guys.
Have bands in the SWAC, it's going to be like a shot in the arm for me as an arranger. Right? More music, and different things in the arrangement.
I'm excited.
We might play songs that we played before, but it will be different. I think in terms of the arranging styles of everybody, Mr. Taylor and everybody, I've heard some fantastic stuff coming out of those bands. Tennessee State, Texas Southern. I've heard all of them, and I sit down in Honda Valley Band sometimes, and I listen to all the rehearsals. I am blown away at some of the writing, some of the great writing that's going on in some of these black colleges. So we're going to have a more of that when we come to the MEAC. I think we're going to come in and we're going to bring something that people never heard before in a way that is heard. I think that's a good thing. We'll broaden our horizon, so to speak.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. First of all, shout out to Meet Me on the 50 for this amazing content, and I think this is great what he did. This is truly great, and it's inspiring to know that he said it himself. Listen, it's a shot in the arm for me. I'm gonna have to we're gonna still play what we play, but I'm gonna have to plus I'm gonna have to rewrite the way we do it. So he understands the dynamic in which he's going to have to now approach the new conference. That's big. And for those who are band heads, I mean, I know this is like not like a listen, and we're going to get to that in a second, because I actually have some footage queued up of Bethune-Cookman and FAMU that I'm going to play in a second. But I just want you guys to understand the magnitude of this. To see a band go from MEAC and that particular conference and kind of it's not really strong for head-to-head band action, hearing the director say, I'm going to shift the way I write, and I'm going to have to make sure I come to the table ready. And FAMU, man, if they switch, I don't know, man. It's gonna be some serious. It's gonna be something serious. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But I actually have some footage queued up that I'm gonna play from FAMU when this was back in 2007 vice versa battle. I think they may have been going against SU, and SU has always had that level of respect for FAMU. But yeah, I'm gonna actually play that really quick, and let's get into it. Let's listen to how they kind of handle this. Oh. Could you imagine in the SWAC? I hope y'all ready. It's gonna be live. They should just take every HBCU band and put them in the SWAC. I mean, just to be honest. Is it just me, or doesn't seem like 2007 was that long ago? I'm showing my age. All right. I like that rhythm. A little melody in there. And I could tell it's all about the melody with them. Obviously, and the way they write, they have a lot of like joint melodies, and the mids are very. It's like a high focal point, which is interesting to see how he adjusts his approach to bands like Southern. There it is. Jeez. It's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting. Southern will be Southern. Those F horns, man. Jeez. Baritones, F horns. Seeping out. Okay, so rule number 1: if you play it once, they play it back. Don't play it again. We got to learn that rule. But anyways, guys, I'm not gonna listen to them go back and forth like that. But that was actually pretty fun to watch. Just looking into the future, possibly what it could be like. I mean, it's gonna be dope. That's really all I can say. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be fun. And I think it's going to be really fun to see how FAMU decides to shift their approach. Listening to that was like back in 2007. You know, they came on strong. Southern played it back, and you can obviously hear the differences in how Southern's power versus FAMU's, you know, attention to detail as far as being clean and melody and different things like that. And so they lose that power, but I think that maybe he may arrange some pieces that are a little bit more powerful. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And don't sleep on FAMU switching to the SWAC. I know some people are saying, oh, they've always been boring. They're not ready for the SWAC. I really think that people are not really seeing the excitement of the director and how he's ready to take on this challenge. It's going to be fun to watch, guys. But anyways, this has been your boy, OJ, with the Unofficial Bandhead YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for listening in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment, and also share this with your family and friends. Let me know what you guys think, man. I mean, are you excited about it? Are you excited about FAMU coming over to the SWAC? I know I am. I'm looking forward to this season, guys. I'm ready to go. Peace. Grand love to you guys, and I'm out.